Welcome back to Oakfield Farm for episode 27 with me, MrSealyp. Okay, this is where we stand. Well, this is where I stand in a field where we stand. It is day 3, late autumn. It is early morning. Now, it was one of those ones where it came up with morning and dawn. Morning was 6 o'clock. Dawn is going to be much later because obviously it's autumn, late autumn. So the morning's much darker. Now, as you can also see, top right hand corner, it rained overnight, which means the crops are wet. So unfortunately, at the moment, we go to growth. Field 43 is ready to be harvested, which is great. I've got both harvesters down there, as you can see by the dots. If you go back to fruit types, I've got the Fent harvester from Mitch at Agco waiting to do the corn. I need 80,000 litres for Jake's crisps, wasn't it? Potato chips, potato chips, something like that. I'll check that. And I've got the Fortschritt waiting to do the soybean. Hopefully, once the corn's done, the Fent should then move over and help with the soybean, because I've also got field 33A of soybean up this side here, the kind of extra field, which will also need harvesting, and that's the last of the harvest on Oakfield for this year. What I have also done though is, when I got up nice and early, if you look at field 13 now, I was asked by Sir Charles Nimrod of Gloucestershire Real Ale Company if I could do some winter barley. So I've put half barley there, but I also owe Wazza's Vintage Oils 33,000 litres of canola, because I only managed to do 61, I think it was, somewhere around there. So what I've done, and this is again, I've never done this before, because I'm still in the temperature frame for wheat, barley and canola. I've put barley and canola in field 13 and split it fairly half and half. Now what I've got to hope is, between now and tomorrow, it doesn't start to grow. When winter hits, it should sit in the field, kind of dormant, and then spring it will come up, so it will be a spring harvest, or thereabouts somewhere. You know, it'll be earlier anyway than if I'd left it. This could all fail horribly. I haven't done a winter anything. So this side I've got barley running out that way on field 13. And then I've left a gap where, you know, there's the round bit in the middle of the field and the trees are there. And the other side of that, I've got the canola. No, where is it? Here. Canola. Running off that way. So we'll see how that all pans out. What I'm going to do now is take the Massey Ferguson back to the farm, have some breakfast, wake up properly. Whoops. Check on the animals. See what I mean? Wake up properly. Check on the animals. And then hopefully when the sun comes up, it will warm up a little bit, the crops will dry, and we can get the last bit of the harvest done. I hope so. I'm also going to check actually on the wool pallet situation. So I've got a full one. Big Daddy's Knitting Club needs wool. Now what's also very interesting with that is that Big Daddy's Knitting Club is expanding around October time. Oh, I've only got 3, haven't got a full one yet. What is good, I've got 3, that's not done yet. On Sussex Farm I've got nearly 2 full pallets. They are going to be taken up to the airfield. They're going to be flown here. So I've got 2 pallets that are going to be being whizzed off to Big Daddy's Knitting Club from Sussex to here. Once that one's full, that'll be going to Big Daddy. But Big Daddy's Knitting Club is expanding. As of October, they're going to be not just using woolen or making woolen garments, they're going to be making cotton garments as well. So a bigger kind of a bigger deal, if you want to call it that. So right, breakfast. Let's go and get something to eat. That's checked on the animals. I think we're all okay. Seeders I put away, or cedar. Yeah, all looking very nice indeed. So I'll see you as sun comes up. Hopefully the ground will dry out, and we can get on with this harvest. See you in a bit. Where's the light switch? Like a burglar walking around with a torch on. Lovely. I do not seem to be able to catch a break this morning. It's now 10 o'clock. Crops still saying they're wet, can't be harvested. The fog rolled in. The sun is trying to get through, but not quite yet. I'm concerned. I've only got so many hours of daylight, and I've got a lot to harvest. Not doing making a difference. I'll put the lights on. It's just bouncing off the fog. I mean, to be fair, fog is more fair. I like mist. One trailer will be for soybean. The Joskin 40,000 litre on the hook lift will be for corn. All the vehicles are all piling up, waiting to start. As you can see, Fort Street on the right. I've still got those 4 silage bales there. Forgot about those. Yeah, so the man is there with the Joskin on the back. And then further up, I've got the well, we can't even see it actually in the mist. The Fent. So actually, hang on, lights off. It's just a sit and wait job now. How frustrating is that? It's 106. The temperature in the air has gone up to 7 degrees. The crops are dry. Let's get going. The Fort Street is a noisy so-and-so, and it will fill up quickly. So it's going to be a lot of unloading on this. Once this gets going, once I sort of turn this little bend here, it's fairly straight, and there'll be a bit of tidying up I need to do, but should be able to set the worker off. It's saying sun, it's cloudy at the moment, but it's saying sun, so at some point the sun's going to come out. Not sure when. Right, if I set up from there. Not as straight as I thought it was going to be. Leave that, leave the working seal, that gets on. Let's go over to the fence. Let's get this corn harvest underway. Now it's interesting that on Sussex and on here, because of the contracts I've been given by subscribers, normally I would do a massive silage harvest using the corn or maize, whatever you want to call it, which I've done quite a lot before, but I'm fine for silage on both maps, and contracts I've been asked for have been for corn. So I'm actually going to be doing corn harvests on both maps, which is a little bit different. Oh, is there some sun somewhere? Right. Once we're done, the Fent will go back to Mitch at Agco. Been an absolutely brilliant loaner. Right, let's get this line just right. Let's see how we get on. I think we're going to hit 80,000. So I hope we are going to. What, we're on nearly 1,000 already. Yeah, I reckon we're going to hit 80,000. It's a big old field. If we don't, it'll just be a contract that we'll have to roll over. I thought it would be enough, but I may have miscalculated. We'll see how we get on. For soybean, there's no contract for that at the moment, so I can just sell all that. That's mine. Although I have been offered a contract for spring, which is for organic soybean, using no fertilisers, and I'm not allowed to use, which is interesting, I can use digestate for the fields and weeding, but I can't use a byproduct because I want it. It's weird, vegan friendly, but I've never come across this before. I'm not allowed to use manure or slurry because it comes from animals, which is a bit of an odd one. But anyway, we'll see. I need to do some organic, I think it was soybean, yeah. $5,000 litres already, yeah. Rocking and rolling. One strip across this field is going to be about 10,000. 8 strips, 80,000. The rest of it is all profit. That's going to Jake. It's definitely Jake. Right. Let him carry on. Get caught up in all the dust. That fort's probably stuck or almost done. Interesting, the fort's back at this end of the field. Obviously this little triangle here is a bit of a nuisance. What I'm going to do, I think, get in here without getting killed while he's turning. He's obviously reached a point where it couldn't go any further and just turn around, which is not a problem. So the job is now, before the end of the day, to get all of these done. I'll probably lease the culti-plough. I keep doing that. Again, I probably would have been easier if I'd have just bought one. And we'll get the Challenger on it. This field will need to be... Oh no, it won't. This just needs cultivating. I'm sure I ploughed this originally, didn't I? It took me ages. We'll check on that. This will just need cultivating, so I might just lease a big old cultivator. I've only got the little small fork-strip one at the moment, which is what I used originally. It took hours and hours. But then what I'll do is yeah, if I get something bigger on the back of that Challenger, and we can get this cultivated in no time. I do though, however, need to be I haven't fertilised any of them. Help us see is complete. What does that mean? I pushed the wrong button. So how has Help us see completed their task? The fence already nearly got a full tank, so that's going to be done in no time. Unless it's already pinned up saying it's got a full grain tank. Did I miss that? Possibly. I do have a couple of winter contracts, one for wood chips, one for some logs, which I will need to do in the winter months when there's not much else I can do. Obviously tending to the animals. I have got like I said a while back, I've got a road trip planned out to the west coast because Sir David asked for some of the bourbon that they made on the west coast. Because Lord William mentioned it at a gathering and he would like some, so I'll be popping off to the west coast because I believe they want some as well on Sussex, so I might get a few crates and do a bit of a tour around and deliver some all over the place. Clean actually. It's looking a bit filthy. Okay. Yeah, type in. now let's go and grab the man. Let's go up to the other part of the field. So 2 full loads of this, now that'll be the contract done. Where's the harvester? Just gone. I forgot how big this field was. Whoa! Hang on, what is going on? What has happened here? Huh? Okie dokie, well, this causes me something of a problem. Bizarre. So it was this one that said the work had finished. How can the work have possibly have finished? Now what I'm going to do is continue this harvest. Like I say, I want to get it all done. Hopefully this episode, get both these fields harvested and field 33A all done, contract complete, and that'll be harvest done. Then we're going to be moving on to winter. See what happens on field 13. So I'm not sure. Like I say, never done a winter seeding planting before. There we go, right. Perfect. Helper A has a full grain tank. Right, let's go over there. So this is going to continue for a little while, and I'll see you hopefully in a little while when I'm either got both harvesters on the soybean, or we're moving over to field 33A, or I've completed the contract on this and I've got 80,000 litres. Whichever comes first, that's when I'm going to see you next, I would imagine. Yeah. Okay, the sun is coming out. Fantastic. First 40,000 litres of corn for Jake's Chip Factory. I knew it would come to me. It wasn't Tater Chips, that's on Sussex. Jake's Chip Factory. So this is half the contract complete. I need another full load and that's it, done. This is going up to Empire Stores, which is just up the road here as well, so not too far to go. Let's get the beacons on. This feels heavy. The Fort Schritt's plugging away down there. It's going to take a while, but it is getting there. Once this field's done, the Fent will nip over and that will help clear that. I was thinking of getting the Challenger over here with a cultivator on to start cultivating while we're doing this, but the problem is I'm bouncing between the Fort Schritt and the Fent so often I haven't got time to. If I set a worker and then forget, it's going to cultivate over the crops before I get a chance to harvest them, so I daren't. I'm going to wait until it's all done. But as you can see, the sun is finally coming out. It's only 1:30 in the afternoon. It's a glorious sight, a glorious feeling. That thing will be full again, so will the Fort Schritt, before I can get back. Oh, that's the thing I've got to do. I've got to pay Johnson & Johnson for the lease of that field for 43, because it's 5,000 a year, isn't it? So we're getting around to that time of year, it's got to be paid. Okay, sell point. Let's open that up. Now I think for this contract it was 170,000 I was going to make on it. Pretty good. That beacon's off. Back down to the field. Let's go again. Big difference between running a map with seasons and running a map without seasons. With seasons, you seem to, I mean, you do have to wait. You wait and wait and wait for harvest time, and then when you get to the point you can do your contracts and all the stuff you've been kind of meaning to do, it just takes a lot longer to get to that point, and you find jobs to do in the interim. Whereas when you're not running seasons, obviously the harvest can bounce around much quicker. Even I think on Sussex I've got the growth set to slow. I mean, there's slow and then there's off. I'm not setting it to off. And obviously compared to having seasons on, it's still incredibly fast. No time at all. I think what I might do is run a strip up the edge of the field, because it seems to be stopping short every time. It'll probably stop short again anyway, but I'll finish this strip and then run a strip around the edge, I think. Just to give the harvester a bit of an advantage, or the worker anyway. And that's it. Second load of 40,000 litres. Oakfield 43. That's Jake's chip factory contract done. 80,000 litres of corn. And there's still loads of the field left to harvest. Soybean, I'm nearly at a full trailer, although it's the small trailer, the Stewart trailer of soybean. Soybean prices are horrific. Normally soybean is the best earner. Normally of all the prices, it's right up there. If you have a look on there now, soybean is at 1,012, which is in the red, at Empire Stores. Hilltop 1,122 and dropping. Willowbrook 1,054. The prices for canola and sunflower are both higher, which doesn't make any sense. Soybean's always the one that you make the most money on, but at the moment not so much. So I think what I'm going to do is any of soybean I get off of any of these fields is going into storage, and I'll wait over the winter, see what happens. Feed prices may go up and you may get a better better price for it, so that's what we'll do. That'll all go into storage. I think that's the best plan. See what I mean though about how much this field's left. I mean, I've done a few strips and I've got 80,000 litres. I mean, I've done this end bit here and this bit here, but I've got all of that left to do, and I'm already up to 80,000 litres. I'm going to get a load off this. And obviously soybean, using the fort strip, I mean, I've just barely scratched the surface of that one. And there you have it, as if by magic. Piece of cake really, except the fact it's 4 o'clock and I did that. That was all regular time, nothing was skipped, that was all regular play, ×1, real time. That took a while. Oh, that is typical, isn't it? 40,000 litres in the Joskin trailer, and I've got 844 litres in the harvester. Wow, that has been a mammoth task. I mean, absolutely colossal. Field 33A is done. Field 43 is done. Oh, now that's interesting, because I managed to get across this side all right. Maybe I'll have to back up. Let's see if I can get across this side. Maybe it's lower. There you go. Okay, started to panic ever so slightly then. We have put a load in storage only because prices were pretty terrible. Let's get this onto the trailer. This will be going back to Mitch and his Agco store. Thank you for the loan of this. It has been absolutely fantastic. Very, very helpful. Let's drop that down. Disconnect. What I will do is drive this down the hill and we'll unload this by the pipe, the last little bit. Every litre is needed. Well, it's not actually needed, but why not? It's going to make me money. So let's have a look. We have now got in storage 135,000 litres of soybean, and we're just about to add another 40,000 to that, so 175,000 litres. 104,000 litres just over of corn in storage. Potatoes, we know that's in storage, but that's for Gloss Crisps. They've got their 751,000 litres. That's still double what they wanted originally. Contracts I've got to roll over into next year, but this is year one. Done. Harvest's end. We've sorted it. It was supposed to be a more poignant moment than that, but anyway, we are done. That's all the harvesting done. nothing left. We've got a load in storage. We've done a good job. We've done pretty much everything we were asked to. I think the only thing I fell short on, I was about, what was it, 8,000 litres, or was it less than that, for Gloucestershire Real Ale with the barley. I just came a touch under, and I was about 30,000 short on Wazza's Vintage Oils, their canola OSR. So that's rolled over to the new year. But everything else, done. I've got a winter harvest, or winter seeding has gone in for barley for Gloucestershire Real Ale Company. I'm going to go down to the brewery. Now I've finished the harvest. I've got some other bits to do, some cultivating and some fertilising and those kind of things. But now I should have a little bit of free time. I'm going to be whizzing over to their brewery, try out the Oakfield brew, and there'll be a trip to the west coast which will be coming up, which will be rather exciting. I'm looking forward to that. I'm just going to put all this stuff away. Put it away. It's all very exciting. I think the whole year building up to this, all the work on the fields and the spraying and the fertilising and harvesting, starting off with the potato harvest right on the other side of the valley on field 6 and field 20, and finishing up with the soybean over this side of the valley on field 33A. Wow. Seeing the landscape change over the course of the year, it's been incredible, properly incredible. Somebody commented, left a comment on one of my videos and said they like the fact that different modders, different map creators are making different styles of maps. You've got your maps which do all the, everything it says in the tin, everything it should do, and they have this really realistic feel about them, and they're modelled on real places and all the rest of it. Then you've got map makers who make a more functional map. The detail, the realism of it isn't quite there, but what it lacks in that, it makes up for in the functionality and the things you can do, and that maybe it has more sell points or different, it swings and roundabouts. And I have to say, the Frontier Design guys, wow. Right, this is going to take a little while. This doesn't go very fast at all. Once I've unloaded this will go back to Mitch, and then I'll get the Joskin down. We'll unload that. That can go back to the farm. Then the process of cleaning my vehicles will begin, and probably a little bit of maintenance, because they're probably all due a little bit. They've been hard at it for the last few days. Okay, let's hopefully unload that. Close that. Fantastic. Spin this round. I'm going to park it up down the bottom. What I am going to do though, whereabouts is it? Probably gone past that now. It's the sort of thing I would do. Is there a fuel point down here? If I just completely missed it. Right, let's leave the trailer there. Just lugging this around the whole time. Did I drive past it? Oh, I'm being so blind here. Oh, hang on. There we go. I can't give it back to Mitch empty. Let's fill it up. I think it's this tank here, isn't it? Probably. This may take some time. Oh yes, I got paid as well. Just in the top right hand corner. You probably already noticed that. Jake's Chip Factory, 170,000. What a result. So we're doing alright. Ending our harvest season on 702,000. Well, okay. Maybe I should have given it back to you empty. I'm only joking, Mitch. I wouldn't do that to you. How do farmers make any money? This is crazy. There we go. Started to panic then. I thought there was a hole in the fuel tank. It's pouring out the bottom. Okay, so nice bit of kit that. A little bit slow, probably because of the tracks. If I'd have gone for the wheeled version it would have been faster. Let's get back up. It's a bit of a walk up the lane. It's a nice afternoon. If a bit brisk. Oh, it's what I haven't done for a while I'm down here. How remiss. Eggs. Can't remember the last time I collected eggs over here. Should have cut the grass, shouldn't I? Actually, to be fair, I think they lay them all in the patches of ground you can see. Makes life a little bit easier. There are a few here. Eggs for supper. I think that's it. Over the fence without catching myself or my trousers. There we go. Actually, why am I running? Just take my time. You've got another half hour spare, haven't you? I know we're coming to the end of the episode, but you know, just enjoy the walk. It took me a little while, not you. Oh, look at that. Wow. Get this down the hill, get it unloaded. Probably shouldn't go too fast considering it's quite a narrow lane. Sun's glinting off the windscreen. Or windshield, whichever you'd rather call it. Certainly quicker coming down the hill than it is walking up it. Get me toe down. Let's go. Righto. Spin it round. Oh, look at the silhouette there, the shadow. Cool. Simple things. And there we go, 176,000 litres. The price is still terrible on soybean. Never mind. Right, let's get this back to the yard. And that, ladies and gents, is the end of another episode. Not bad. I've got some cultivating to do, a bit of fertilising of the ground before it turns to winter and freezes over and snows and whatever else it's going to do. Got some wintry contracts to be getting on with too. I hope you've enjoyed this one. We are now finished for the year. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.